Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 10 News at 2. I am Katie Inman reporting live from the West Rucker studio. And I am still filling in for Robin today because she is off, of course, spending time with her family after her daughter got married this weekend. She will be back at work tomorrow. So we are excited to see her and get all the wedding recap details. But today on 10 News at 2, we have got a good lineup. We are going to talk about a manufacturing program in Knoxville that is having to close its doors. This program actually helps individuals who have special needs or disabilities find work, get a paycheck, find purpose, those types of things. But they recently found out that they had to shut their doors. So we're going to talk with reporter Elana Mutnick about where that process stands now, and we're going to hear from her about what those former employees are saying about it. We are also going to talk with Emily Crabtree about some exciting events and festivals coming up in Clinton. And we are going to start our show with our meteorologist, Cassie Nall, one of my favorite people to talk to. And Cassie, of course, today is the last day of March.
Yes.
It is a beautiful end to March. Mm-hmm. But as soon as April comes around the corner, it's like, hey, remember me? April showers.
April showers, which we need those April showers very badly. We are going to be finishing March probably the third warmest on record. We're right on the cusp of third or fourth. And it's been very dry this month, too. And so the rain is actually a good thing that's in the forecast. However, the timing could be better. It's going to be happening as we move into Easter weekend. So let's go ahead and take a look at that 7-day forecast for everybody. If you've not been outside recently, it is warm. This morning felt really nice if you were outside. Now the breeze has kicked in, the humidity's come up, and the pollen's just blowing around everywhere. High temperatures today will be in the low 80s, but we almost have a heat index because it's starting to get a little bit more humid. We'll be generally around 80 degrees or a little bit warmer all the way into the end of the week and potentially even into the day on Saturday. And notice those rain chances, by no means a washout. Best rain chances will be in the terrain features like the plateau and the higher elevations of the mountains. And then as we go into Easter Sunday, that's when a cold front's actually going to move through. So as of right now, Easter Sunday is actually looking kind of showery. Not sure how that's going to affect the sunrise services or Easter egg hunts around the area just yet. So just check back for updates to that forecast so we can work out more on that timing. But temperatures will drop back closer to average as we go into next week.
Okay, I know this is the typical roller coaster that East Tennessee is on all the time. I do need to step outside, though, today because, I mean, you came in here, you're like, if you haven't been outside, it is so hot.
It has warmed up.
So I'm excited to do that here in a little bit. I know some of our producers had a meeting outside earlier today because it's just so pretty. But, Cassie, another thing happening in the weather world, I guess you could say, or in the science-y world.
Yes.
NASA's launch of Artemis II tomorrow. I imagine that for you as a meteorologist, that has to be exciting. You were telling me that you were looking into today all that goes into a launch. You're taking a live look out at Artemis II out on that launch pad in Florida at the Kennedy Space Center. So we have that, and then there's also a countdown. It's supposed to launch tomorrow evening. So Cassie, we actually got an update from NASA today talking about the weather. So let's go ahead and listen to that before we dive into this chat with you.
Look outside right now, great weather. Hopefully we will keep all of that, although the breezes continue to be an issue for us, but a minor one for us in terms of weather. If we could pull up the satellite imagery here, you can see currently what we're looking at. Another beautiful day here in Florida. See a few cumulus clouds moving from the east side of the state towards the west. That is our onshore flow that we've had really the most for the last 2 weeks or so. And a few of those cumulus clouds could evolve later today into a few showers, much like what we saw yesterday evening. And again, that's going to be one of the watch items for weather as we go into tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon as well.
So that is the update from the NASA officials. We heard that in a press conference earlier today. But Cassie, Florida is your home state, so you know a thing or two about the weather patterns down there too.
Yes, we used to kind of watch the launches back when I lived in Florida. You could see them go up from the East Coast, from Cape Canaveral. Everybody would go outside and look over to the east to see it. And it's really cool when you can see them when it's dark outside because then you can really see the rocket go up. This one is not going to go up during the nighttime. It's going to be happening at about 6:45 p.m. tomorrow if all goes well. As he was mentioning, the gentleman from NASA, the weather's looking pretty good. That easterly wind flow is favorable for this launch. According to what I was reading a little bit earlier, they're saying it's an 80% go as of right now. Now, there are a lot of criteria that they look at. They look at everything from the temperature, and this is even before they even roll the rocket out to the launch pad. Then once it gets to the launch pad, they look at everything from temperature to lightning. There can't be lightning within 10 nautical miles of the launch pad because the cloud-to-cloud lightning can be a problem once the rocket launches and goes through the clouds. Obviously, they look at the cloud cover as well. Certain density clouds can be a problem, or if they have any energy in them that could spark a lightning strike, they don't want to go within those. And they even look at solar activity. If there's like solar storms going on or solar energy impacting the Earth, that can also affect communications with the rocket once it is launched. So that's why there's so many windows that they try to aim for. And you often see these launches get pushed back because everything has to be just right. They want everyone to be very safe in these type of situations. So we're hoping tomorrow evening at about 6:45 p.m., they'll be able to launch that rocket.
Yeah, that is where we'll just have to wait and see, really, because things can change. But Cassie, I appreciate your perspective on that because you always break things down in a way that's easy to understand
Thank
too.
you.
So I know we will be watching. So thank you so much for coming on 10 News at 2, Cassie.
Yes, ma'am.
And go soak up some more of that sunshine after you get out of here. Well, now we want to give an update on a story that we've been following actually since February. Sunshine Industries is a group in Knoxville that they employ individuals who may have special needs or disabilities. And because of federal regulations, they have had to shutter their doors. They're in the process of shutting down. And our reporter Elana Mutnick has been following that story. So we want to show you the original story we ran on this now.
I've been here since 2008, and I've been here a long time.
It's the end of the line for a program that gave workers structure, pride, and belonging.
Changed me, made me a whole new person.
Workers like Nicholas Dalby, with almost 2 decades under his belt.
It's gonna be hard to say goodbye.
And Michael Cortese, who's been with the industry since 1985, who doesn't believe it's shutting down.
Oh, it's for indefinitely. In the work floor, for indefinitely, not for good.
The reason, compliancy regulations from the U.S. Department of Labor.
This is something that was unexpected.
Director Kelsey Crittenden says she's trying to prepare for what's next.
I'm really trying to look at it as an opportunity and make sure that I'm focusing on making sure that we are still providing the best support to the individuals who absolutely deserve it.
As are some parents watching their children lose the place that gave them purpose.
Every day when he ate lunch, he ate by himself. You know, now he eats lunch with 30 other people.
That's not the reality for Nicholas and his friends anymore. Now, it's time to build a new routine.
No matter what happens, this place will always be close to me.
All right, we have our reporter Elana Mutnick in the studio with us now. Elana, you did this original story back in February, and while we were watching that, your eyes looked glassy. You were tearing up a little bit because this isn't just a story for you. These people have really become your friends.
Yeah, that's right, Katie. I'm running a story on it, and this is my 3rd story now, and it is just such a special place, especially getting to be in the same room with some of the individuals there. It is so prevalent that place is not just work for them. You know, it's not just a place where you go to work, you make money, and you go home. It was a place that so many of them found their family and found their purpose. And just when they were closing down, just the outreach from the community as well. Like, they've seen the lives of their children and their brothers and their sister just change over the 4 decades. You know, it was up and running for that program. So just, yeah, it touches my heart. It's just special people, a really, really special place. Yeah.
And for people who may not know or understand, so this is Sunshine Industries in Knoxville, but there is a broader group that's over that, Sunshine Services. So sort of explain the difference between those two.
Yeah. So Sunshine Services is the nonprofit organization in Knoxville, and they ran Sunshine Industries, which was kind of that workforce program where adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities could go there 5 times a week and work. So it was like a program that is under Sunshine Services. Services is still operational, but that program is no longer there, the Sunshine Industries.
So what kind of things would they do there?
Yeah, so a lot of it was something that I actually had no clue before I walked in there, but say you are purchasing a mega pack of K-Cups, some of those workers were individually packaging the K-Cups, and they were scraping some stuff off of mirrors, and they were saran wrapping stuff and putting stuff in boxes. So just the little things, like say you were going to order something and that's what they were doing, and it literally would keep them busy the entire day. Like they were working nonstop.
Yeah, you said earlier that it wasn't just a job, it was community. So since it was first announced that they were going to be closing down, obviously so much support has rolled in. And even this past weekend, you got to go to an event that sort of centered around the people there. Talk a little bit about that and what the update is today.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I got to actually MC an event last week. It was kind of a going away party for Sunshine Industries, and it was just so special. Everyone came in and you could make a donation, and depending on however much you donated, you would get a little glow band, and it was like, oh, that person's glow band is yellow, like they donated X amount, and then this person's glow band is orange, they donated this amount, and there was a live artist that was painting. It was auctioned off at the end. Everyone was just hanging out, dancing. So many of the Sunshine Industry workers were there too. It was so special, and I can't stop smiling about it. It was such a fun night. And also, since the past couple stories that we've aired, Sunshine Services launched their transition fund to kind of go to some of the individuals that are now out of a job right now. So that money, the transition fund has raised over $40,000 now, which is so incredible. And right now, Ray Abbas, he is with the Knox County CAC. That's the story that I'm working on today. So basically, he started a new GoFundMe, and it is going to go to job coaches, job trainings. It's going to pay for those training fees. It's going to pay for some transportation. So they have a goal of $11,000. They've raised about 800 of it. So they're kind of on the lower end of it. They just started it very, very recently. So they are just raising all these funds to go to those workers, because a big part of this, I spoke with the executive director, Cassie Crittenden, and she said that it was such a quick transition. They just didn't have any transition funds. It was something that they didn't see coming. So once they were contacted by the U.S. Department of Labor, they just had to take immediate action. So all of these funds that are going in is just making such a big difference, because also a big misconception that I had an inkling of as well is a lot of those Sunshine Industry workers, they're paying for their own rent. They are buying their own food, they are paying for gas and all of this other stuff. So they rely on these jobs. And for 24 of those workers now to be out of that job that they have had for some of them 3 or 4 decades, it's just really a tragic loss.
And I'm sure Sunshine Industries, they're hoping that the community can support this transition. But and you mentioned something there too, but they're shutting down because of federal regulations. It's the Department of Labor that it's not their decision necessarily to shut down. Yeah,
the Cassie Crittenden, she's the executive director. They were contacted by the Department of Labor saying that there was some federal regulations that just they couldn't operate in the system that they had for so long. So they did not want to shut down, unfortunately. And she said there wasn't anything that they could do. All they can do is keep raising funds, keep supporting these individuals that are now out of a job, and just keep pushing forward,
Well, Elana, thank you for the reporting on this. Sometimes this is a good example, too, of how sometimes you start out with a story assignment and it turns into so much more.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what it was. It was John Becker, and someone reached out to him saying that Sunshine Industries was closing, and this was something I'm also fairly new to the area. I've been here less than a year, so I didn't know what Sunshine Industries was. And I reached out, and it just was such a colossal loss for so many people. And I mean, this is my 3rd time doing a follow-up, and I had an MC event last week. So it is stories like this that really touch your heart, you know, when you see how much of the East Tennessee community it really affects.
Yeah. Well, Elana, thank you so much. We look
Thank you,
forward to
Katie.
seeing your reports this afternoon on 10 News at 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
So we will have those updates, so be sure to watch that. Well, when we come back, the spring weather means festivals are happening in East Tennessee. So we're going to talk about some fun ones going on in Clinton. Stick with us. Hey, welcome back to 10 News at 2, everyone. Well, as April is knocking on the door here in East Tennessee, that means festival season is going to be in full swing, from all sorts of things happening in Knoxville, Knox County, to down the road at our neighbors in Clinton. We have our Anderson County reporter, Emily Crabtree, for all of the things happening in that area. First of all, Emily, I feel like you, of course, Clinton is your beat, but I'm personally interested in how the sidewalks are looking in downtown Clinton.
They look great. We've been talking about that construction work for almost a year now.
Yeah.
It's been a long haul project. And they recently got sidewalks put in, I want to say at the end of January, early February. It was earlier this year. And I talked with a few businesses down there when that first happened, and some of them even went out and kissed the sidewalks. Like, I have video of them kissing the sidewalk. They've just been so excited to have this back. And I actually was down there this morning and got to look at how things have changed even since my last update. I mean, they've gone in and they've filled in even more sidewalks, and they've, added in ADA compliance stuff. And it's just really coming together, and it's exciting to see, especially because if you've been following along with us on how long this project has been and what it looked like in the beginning, it was rough. It was very rough.
Definitely.
So, very exciting to see.
We're all very invested in the sidewalks. Even as someone, I'm not in Clinton that much, but I'm still just like, I hope that that's progressing. But also, Clinton, they are really big into antiques, and they have been for a long time. So there's an exciting festival coming up that's going to help feature some of that.
Yeah, so they have their Spring Antiques Festival that's coming up. Now, this is something that they've done for years. I believe this one is their 21st annual Antiques Festival. And so this is going to be the first big festival that they have back on Market Street through this construction. They told me, I talked with Catherine Burkbeck today, and she tells me that she's so excited to finally get to have something back on the street and everyone getting to see all the hard work that they've put in. This sidewalk project, it doesn't just stop at the sidewalks. They also have planter boxes that are going to go in so they can have, plants and trees and make it look really nice. And those will hopefully be in by the time the Antique Festival is there. So there'll be a lot of shade for everybody to enjoy, and it's just going to finally come together. And so downtown Clinton is really, really excited for this festival.
Yeah, a double celebration too. So, okay, from antiques to a really fun springtime festival, to Mosaic Arts Festival. This has to be at least the third year that they're putting this on, too. That's coming up. I say that because on 10 About Town, whenever it first started, I did a preview of it where they unveiled this statue and we're talking about the color run, and they're like, this is just a fun thing for the community. So that is coming up again this year.
Yes, that's actually coming up. And I want to say in a few weeks, in like 2 weeks or so. And they're very excited about that as well. That's a great time to enjoy all of the artwork that a lot of the kids have put together. So Clinton City Schools has artwork that they've requested from their students to go and make, and they'll have it on display at the Mosaic Arts Festival for all the parents to come and look at all their kids' artwork. It's a very sweet festival, and a really great time for the community to come out and support their local young artists as well. But they're going to have booths and everything for people who want to get involved with different artists and vendors from around the area. You can also come and enjoy their artwork as well, but mainly for the kids to see all the hard work they've put in at Clinton City Schools, and they're so excited for that festival.
That one is really cool because it really is a community festival, as you were saying. It involves the kids, it involves older people in the community, makers, artists, all of that. I remember last year they even had some animals there from a local farm. It was like a little lamb. These are the things that I remember. But there's also, of course, a color run, too, that they like to do if you want to get active. But Clinton always has stuff going on. I think that it can be easy for people who may not live in that area to not really think about events going on there, but there's so much happening all the time.
Yeah, all the time. They are so just family oriented and want to bring as many events as they can to their community. And you mentioned animals from Mosaic Festival, and they have Highland cows this year. I just remembered as you were saying that, and so they're very excited about those as well. But like I said, they just want to bring more events to their community to get everyone involved, and that's one of the things that Historic Downtown Clinton tells me every time they have something going on. They're like, we just want to do more, and so they always have something, no matter what time of the year. I mean, they have this antique festival twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. That's how often they like bringing things to the community. And so they've always got something up their sleeve for sure.
Well, we are looking forward to all of that. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today. And stay with us because we are going to be right back with more 10 News at 2. Hey, welcome back to 10 News at 2. A reminder, please be on the lookout for all of the fake information that may be circulating tomorrow because it is April Fool's Day. Do not fall for those pranks. I know I probably will because I'm kind of gullible, but back in the day, Channel 10, we used to get in on a lot of that fun, and we would, throw up some of those reports that were trying to trick people. We don't do it so much anymore, but we wanted to put together a special looking back at some of those April Fool's stories and things that the reporters and things used to do. So we want to show you a preview of what that's going to be. That is airing tomorrow on 10+, so take a look.
The World's Fair in 1982 put Knoxville on the map, so to speak, and the Sun Sphere was in the middle of it all. Today, 22 years later, the landmark still stands proud in downtown Knoxville, but that's all about to change.
And that thing's been there since the 80s. It's blocking up the view of downtown. We got birds hanging around there, pigeons everywhere. It's time to move it out.
Mayor Haslam says Turkey Creek is the place to put it.
This will be the first thing they see if they're approaching from the south or the west. It's the first thing they'll see, and they'll realize, hey, I'm in Knoxville already.
Frank Rothermel of Denart Construction is in charge of the project. Today, he explained how they'll move the 5,322-ton structure.
We're going to have to lay it down first on its side, and we're going to do it with helicopters. Now, it would cost probably 10 times as much if we were going to disassemble it. Then once we get it down its side, we're going to coordinate with 4 helicopters to flip it over, and we're going to anchor from the bottom, and then we're going to fly it out there.
However, in an already crowded West Knoxville area, where will they put the big gold ball?
There's an area, that not on the Walmart side, on the opposite side of the road, where it's going to be perfect. Not far from, I believe there's a car dealership out there.
It will no doubt be a huge undertaking for the city, but the mayor insists it's best for everyone involved.
What a wild story. And that actually aired on Channel 10. Of course, the Sun Sphere is still here in Knoxville, so that was a good April Fool's prank. I can't believe Haslam was so keen on doing that. Anyways, early happy April Fool's Day tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching with us today on 10 News at 2. We will see you at 4 o'clock today, or maybe, tomorrow I'll see you here. April Fool's. Robin will be back.